Hey there, everybody. Pete Pardo here from Sea of Tranquility, along with Karen LaPreziosa. We are here to talk about the debut of a new show we're going to have here on the channel. It's going to be a monthly show starting in early May, and it's going to be titled All About the Fuzz.
The Fuzz.
Right? So Karen and I both like doom and stoner and psych music, and there is
Like, yeah.
so much like great new music coming out from bands all across the planet who are doing either straight doom or stoner or psychedelic stoner or psychedelic doom or a mishmash of all three. So I came up with this idea. It's like I would love to do a show just dedicated to that type of music because
There's so
we try to
much.
talk about that stuff here and there, but there's just so much cool things happening and so many great old records
Yeah.
that we can do like a whole show. So we're going to do it. So the plan is going to be once a month, probably around the beginning of the month, each month. And Karen and I were kind of like going back and forth on how we want to start it. So I think what we started initially is we're both big Doom fans, like massive Doom fans.
Yeah.
So I think in the first episode, we're each going to come to the episode talking about what we feel are the 10 essential Doom albums, but we're not going to talk about Black Sabbath because we talk about Black Sabbath all the time. So there's other great albums. So the first episode, we're going to talk about those great fuzz-laden doom classics that we like. Could be from any era, right?
Right.
So that's for the first episode. And then we're going to kind of take it from there. We'll go down to the stoner camp. We'll talk about psych. And then we'll talk about how all these genres intermingle. There's all these great
Right.
record labels, right? Like Rise Above
Rise above. Yeah.
and heavy psych sounds and
Rise like
ripple
that.
music. And I
Mm-hmm.
mean, there's so many great labels that have all sorts of this kind of stuff. So I think there's lots of cool directions we can take it. I don't know, Karen, if you want to kind of expand on that a little bit or.
Yeah. There's so much great music, and doom is like the foundation of, I feel, heavy metal. And you probably like doom whether you know it or not.
Yeah,
And it branches off into so many different genres and subgenres, and some of it is maybe not even metal, arguably. It's just such a vast section and anything we can explore, and so much to talk about. And I'm really, really looking forward to this.
yeah, this
I
should be
really
fun. And
am.
the reason why we're calling it all about the fuzz, well, it's all about the fuzz because
All about the
most
fuzz.
of this type of music, that the one thing that kind of brings it all together is, you know, heavy fuzz tone guitars, right? That's
Right
kind of what
on.
it is. And
Yeah.
some bands go more down the psych avenue. Some bands are doing kind of like garage or biker rock. Some are, it's kind of grungy. Some of
Right.
it, it's like epic doom. Some of it's sludge or doom.
Mm-hmm.
Some of it's just good old hard rock. It's, some of it sounds like Hawkwind. Some of it sounds like this. Some sounds like that.
Right.
So yeah, there's like no shortage of directions to take this. So I think, once a month, just to kind of riff on great riffs and talk about cool albums and bands and record labels and things like that. That's kind of what it's
Right.
all
There's a
about.
lot. And
Yeah.
it could be proggy, it could be basic. It's such a huge selection to talk about. And I'm really looking forward to this.
Yeah. So, and I think too, we got to preface it too. We won't always be talking about very, very well-known bands. I mean, I think
No, we
that's what
won't.
it's all about because there's so many great underground bands. So while
Right.
initially we may talk a bit about those kind of like classic albums that people should be looking for, but once you get past that, then there's all this stuff that like bands that most people might not have heard about, that if you like some of the classic stuff, you might like some of this.
Exactly.
So that's what we're going to be doing. We're probably looking at like 30 to 45-minute long shows, and we may at times bring other people onto the show to help us out to talk about some things if we feel that that's appropriate. So but Karen and I will be definitely kicking it off. So look for that first episode early May, and the first episode is all going to be about doom classics. And again, we know everybody loves Black Sabbath. Nobody loves Black Sabbath more than we do.
Right.
We know they're the godfathers of all this, but we're not going to talk about them. We may reference them from time to time, but this is mainly going to be about all the other stuff. So yeah, so stay tuned for it. It's all about the fuzz coming in
All
just
about the
a
fuzz.
week or two, and we'll see you then, right? So Karen, take us out and say goodbye to all the faithful.
See you soon. All about the fuzz.
That's right, here on Sea of Tranquility. For Karen LaPreziosa, I'm Pete Pardo. Stay tuned. More to come. Bye-bye.